Thank you. Thank you very much for offering the opportunity to share with you this comparative evaluation of diffractive trifocal and extended depth of focus, which are nowadays available all over the world. So it came from this idea to check if there is any differences in terms of visual performances between three diffractive IOLs nowadays available, and we pick up two of them, and one EDOF. We demonstrated through another paper that looking at the trifocal lenses, we need to achieve emmetropia to provide good vision. What is good is the smartness of this concept with no more loss of energy and gain for the intermediate vision. Looking at the EDOF, we know that we are talking about a concept among three different actually models, and one goal is to provide maybe less fatigue phenomenon with less decrease of contrast sensitivity, looking for a continuum focus, and to provide a good intermediate vision, maybe not as good for near. Having said that, we were focusing on two available models. The first one is a REF. You know, that is an hydrophilic lens based on the BNB concept, providing two combined addition for near and intermediate, and with the potential intermediate vision targeted for 70 centimeters. The other one is a panoptics, which is a smart quadrifocal lens that will keep the 80 centimeters focus returning to the far vision, and it's an hydrophobic model targeted for intermediate vision of 60 centimeters. And then we know that, again, emmetropia is the key target. The extended depth of focus lens was the Symphony. You know that this one is still a diffractive lens, but is just extending the focal point to focal zone. And for this one, we demonstrated that there is a tolerance for some remaining error, and the minimum of vision is recommended. So having said that, it's how it was set. 3 groups of 20 patients, targeted for emmetropia for the trifocal lenses and for minimum of vision with the Symphony. Looking at the distance and corrected visual acuity, as you can see, can I go back to the previous slide? I'm sorry. Right? It doesn't work. Can I go back to the previous one? I'm sorry to wake you up. Yeah. So as you can see here, the visual outcomes was in more than 80% of the cases, of 0.3 in the 3 groups. And we didn't see any differences actually with these 3 groups. Looking at the fraction, all of them were close to emmetropia, but we've seen, as you can see here, some differences looking at the Symphony group because we were targeting minimum of vision and on the non-dominant eye. For the near visual acuity, looking at 40 centimeters, no significant difference between the 2 groups in terms of the trifocal lenses, but of course not as good for the Symphony because we were looking for intermediate vision first of all. For intermediate visual acuity, no significant difference in the 3 groups, and still a slight difference for the REF because this one, again, has a intermediate vision targeting 70 centimeters and not 60 centimeters. So maybe the consideration of the length of the arm can be crucial for the future in terms of selection of the patients. Quality of vision, same kind of diffuse curve, and comparative also decrease for contrast sensitivity under mesopic conditions. And for the functional symptoms, as you can see here, EDOF appears to be a compromise, and because we are targeting minimum of vision, you are increasing halos, and at the end of the day, same amount of halos in the 3 groups. So that's, again, a source of complaint, but no case of severe halos in all of these 3 groups, no exchange. So trifocal of EDOF, it's all about compromise. And I will say that the goal is achieved with both concepts, getting this sharp vision from far to intermediate, even to near. It's consistent, it's uninterrupted performance in different lighting conditions. You can correct the vision respecting on a correct way the vision quality. And the trifocal, it's definitely a true advance. It's the most performing lens for, again, getting this straight distance recovery, but you need to achieve emmetropia. And there is this unavoidable split of loss of light, but never no severe complaint, no exchange. But the patient information and selection still appear crucial, and it's the keys of success. And for EDOF, you could extend the indication of premium because you get this good intermediate vision with maybe less photic phenomenon if you target emmetropia. But if you look for minimonovision and look, by the way, for an improvement in your vision, you're going to get some induced photic phenomena. That's also true that we need to compare these so-called extended focal zones to some other EDOF concept, and we are conducting nowadays a study comparing with the asphericity modulation provided by some other EDOF concept. So the current indication that we can expect maybe for EDOF could be the elderly population, patients with retinal risk, maybe surgeons who are concerned by the multifocality concept, and after post-refractive surgery is, to me, the key indications. Thank you very much for your attention.